Good YouTube, it's your boy Don Strauss back with another video. Today we have best of Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellermen. Heated moments. ESPN First Take. First Take, like I said, I've been saying this and I'm going to say it again. Stephen A. Smith, First Take, all of that is carrying ESPN. I'm not going to lie. First Take is carrying ESPN. But anyway, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Roll 200 subscribers. Get into it.
Michael Jordan, when Michael Jordan came back to the Bulls and they had added Tony Kukoc, who was like the best
from playing baseball.
Yes, and they had already added Tony Kukoc, and they needed to replace essentially Horace Grant, who served that power forward role in the first three-peat, and they did it with Dennis Rodman, who might be the greatest defender, top defender in the history of the NBA. And then they won 72 games.
Stop right there. Stop. What happened before Dennis Rodman arrived? They had lost in the semifinals
to
Jordan
Shaq. Didn't have his legs. He came back in the middle of the season.
Stop, Max. Hold on. I'm answering your question. Shaq, Penny, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott. Orlando was supposed to be a crew. Now, they weren't because of Jordan. No. Wait a minute. But we did not assume that was automatic because they had just lost to them. And they had the diesel.
Hold on. So is your argument that
what are they debating right now?
And it didn't that matchup, the rematch the following year, by the way, which Jordan now with Dennis Rodman stomped them out in 4 games, a 60-win Orlando team. But the point is, since they're in the same conference, the playoffs are better for you. But if they were to meet in the finals, had Orlando been in one conference and the Bulls in another, that would have been terrible.
I'm talking about competition. I'm saying to you, stop coming to me with the results retroactively. I'm saying, yo, at the time that Michael Jordan went out there and got Rodman, they needed Rodman in order to win because Orlando was that formidable.
Are the Warriors defending champs?
That's competition.
Are the Warriors defending champs?
It's not about the Warriors. It's that Oklahoma City disappeared. Because it's Oklahoma City disappeared.
If it's in the same conference and it occurs in the conference finals, somehow that's fine with you.
You just talking. You don't want to listen.
I don't know what they're arguing
about. You keep going over my
point.
You're going over my point. I'm saying to you, ignore the Warriors. Ignore the Warriors. The competition that they had evaporated because one dude decided to leave and join the Warriors.
Now listen.
I agree with that. Like, I don't see how Max could. Okay, I get what he's saying now. KD leaving OKC killed the parity in the Western Conference. And now the Warriors is this super team. I don't see how Max could possibly disagree with that. Like, I'm puzzled. Like, how can you possibly disagree with this? Like,
You don't understand that? I'm addressing your point. If you would listen to mine, the competition, the real competition, is in the finals. That's what people are interested in, and that's where they face their real obstacle. So you're mad because
the real competition is in the finals. If KD never joined, I still say that the West would have been interesting. If KD never joined the Warriors, we could have possibly seen other teams get in there. Like Houston probably could have possibly beat the Warriors because they pushed them to the limits even with KD. Houston could have been in the finals some years. Who else? Houston, OKC. If KD stayed. They was 1 game away now. They could have gotten to the finals and beat them. That's 2 teams right there. I think was the Spurs still? I think the Spurs were still good around this time. So it's like it wasn't without KD. The Warriors wasn't this guaranteed finals team every year.
Conference competition went
down. Max, where were you yet?
But the finals competition went up.
Which game 7 were you at last year?
Both. Western Conference finals and finals.
Thank you. I let you talk. Zip it. The fact is, in the 80s,
is KD a top 5 player? See, this is exactly why he left Golden State too. Like, people discredit his everything because he's on a super team. Of course he can do this. He's on a super team.
Where the 80s and the 3-point shot didn't matter as much, I got you. It matters a lot in today's game. Kevin Durant, excuse me, if you look at the system and the way this goes down, you can have guys that's sitting up there outside every now and then they're going to take it. The bottom line is Kevin Durant is a better pure shooter than Kawhi. He's a better pure shooter than AD. The Greek freak ain't even a part of the discussion. And the only reason Steph Curry's in the conversation is because he's the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Not that those other things bring up. I'm not changing the subject. Hold on. We don't know what the subject is because the fact of the matter is I'll let you talk. I didn't say a word. Not a word. I actually sat here and listened to your flagrant ignorance. The reality is Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant not a top 5 player. Kevin Durant not a top 5 player.
From the
I apologize.
Let's
Kevin
go.
Durant. Hold on. I'm whispering.
He's Colin Cowherd. Not Colin Cowherd. Jeez, Max Kellerman really don't think Stephen A is a top 5. Like like I said, he either saying this for clicks, or it's because he's on the Warriors, so nothing KD does matter. Like, and that's a narrative that a lot of people did push when he was on the Warriors. He's on a super team, so nothing he does in essence really matter. So it's like they would discredit his every move.
Right. Kevin Durant's not a top 5.
I just finished doing it.
This is so much fun.
I just finished doing it. I just finished doing it.
Player by player. I'm having such a good time.
Anthony Davis right now is a better defensive player than KD, though I'm not going to act like
he's not a better offensive player than KD.
KD is close.
Wow. We was not saying AD was a top 5 player when KD was on the Warriors. He was one of those people like, the narrative was empty stats, which we all know how I feel about the term empty stats, which I'm not gonna go into. So people was not saying people were saying he was top 10, but they wasn't saying top 5. Come on.
AD's a great defensive player. AD's better. Offensively, right now, actually, AD,
while people want to focus on...
Bro, he's trying to say that AD's a better offensive player than Kevin Durant?
What you are not. They don't recognize the fact he didn't have to be.
Okay.
Because he was that skilled.
Time out.
He was that skilled.
Who's a more unstoppable, forget about scoring, forget about natural, forget about who it's easy for. Who's a more unstoppable offensive player? It's a 5-on-5 game. LeBron James or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Incorrect.
Kevin Durant.
People always say Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant is a better all-around scorer than LeBron James. KD, people make arguments to him being the greatest scorer, period, of all time. So he would be more of the offensive threat. LeBron has the playmaking and the whole all-around game to him. But KD, his whole thing was being a all-around.
Is a far more unstoppable.
What are you watching?
Offensive
far
player.
Far more unstoppable. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Offensive player.
Excuse me, I didn't stutter.
Not just shooting.
I didn't stutter.
Not just scoring.
You didn't ask me about a jab or a body shot. You asked me about a jump shot. You asked me about basketball.
No.
Let me tell you something right now. Kevin Durant is 6'11", who can pull up from 40.
Okay.
This brother is on that level. I'm talking about
He's 6'11", move like a guard, arguably 7 foot, moving like a guard, he moves like a guard. He scores inside and out. He's not better on offense than LeBron.
If you want to tell me that LeBron James, from a physical, he's big and
he's more physically gifted.
Kevin Durant,
6'11", and he can shoot from 3.
You're asking me. You're acting like Kevin Durant ain't even in the conversation.
All right, he acting like Max is acting like KD is just this pure stretch big in 2K. Like, he's 6'11" that can shoot threes. He can score inside as well. He has scoring titles. He can dribble like a guard. So it's like he can get around the court at his own will while being 6'11", 7 foot, whatever you want to argue.
Doesn't have the offensive skills that Kevin Durant has.
Incorrect. Kevin Durant doesn't have the offensive skills LeBron has.
Oh my God!
You're taking offense to mean scoring. Okay. Offense is much more than scoring. Now,
offense is more than scoring. But
what was he, about 260?
KD is arguably the greatest scorer. LeBron is above average at playmaking. I'll give him that. And he's a great scorer as well. But KD is like this postseason proved it. But at the time, KD still could give you 40 on any given night.
But LeBron is, but he passes like Magic Johnson, and he can shoot from outside.
I'm not even talking to you about this no more. It's ignorant.
Okay.
I'm not even talking to you about it no more.
Stephen A., to your,
I'm not even talking to you about it no more.
To your earlier point, he's won a couple chips now, and I could see him wanting, he took all that criticism for joining a super team, move on, be the man in a big market. Thanks for listening.
Their problem. I don't want to see that.
Hold on.
I don't.
This is not about showing up to the game high. No one is saying the players should be high when they play.
That's not what I'm saying
even
either.
Said that?
I'm saying they will.
But
they will. They'd have the right to.
Because there are examples of players who've shown up high, that's a reason to outlaw recreational use on someone's own time. It's absurd on its face. Many baseball players have shown up. World Series.
No, that's not
World
accurate.
Series
You said
games
your own time. No, answer that. You said your own time. What do you mean your own time? Be specific. Be specific. What do you mean your own time?
When you're not playing the game, not the night you're playing it. You can't show up high. You can't show up high. But after the game, what you go off and do is your business. Now, many pitchers, like David Wells, came straight from the bar, drunk, pitched a perfect game.
He should be allowed to. I'm against that too.
Of course, but that doesn't mean that you say they can't drink alcohol on their own time, particularly a league that is in bed with companies that peddle alcoholic beverages. It is absurd, if that's the standard, that especially once marijuana is legalized, to set, if the bar is alcohol, marijuana passes that threshold.
Is this where the classic "stay off the weed"? Is that where that come from?
Reviewed study ever done will tell you alcohol is worse societally and for the individual it certainly is no better than weed. In fact, it's usually worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Every study
it's usually worse because someone, when they high, they usually be chilling, and then the other way around, though, they usually hostile and all
that. Studies. Have you been inside a locker room? Have you been courtside and seen some of these dudes? I'm telling you right now, Max. Here's what I'm telling you. Well, whatever. Here's what I'm telling you as a fact. Trust me when I tell you this. If you can do it recreationally without any repercussions, they will show up to the game that way.
Some will, and they should be.
Most will. I would guarantee you that too.
Basis,
what do you mean penalized?
What's shocking to me is David Stern. But if you show up high, if it could, then that is a bad thing. You should be benched or not play that game. Whatever. The point is,
I guarantee you the NBA season. I'm going on a side tangent real quick, but I guarantee you this NBA season would have been a little bit different if David Stern was still commissioner and he was still here, because he take player health and all of that serious. Like the way Adam Silver and them went about this season. I'm pretty sure this season if David Stern was still here, the season would have only been 50-something games, and it wouldn't have been as many back-to-backs either. I'm guaranteeing that the season probably would have only been, instead of 82 this year, they dropped it to 72. It probably would have been 50-something games if.
David Stern, just as if you show up drunk, the same thing. David Stern, great commissioner, is sitting here saying that Sanjay Gupta's CNN report opened his eyes about medical marijuana and recreational marijuana. And that's absurd. He ran a professional sports league that wouldn't allow people to do something. Like, he had no knowledge of this. The prohibition against marijuana is based almost exclusively on a government propaganda campaign.
That was stopping you with this nonsense. Government propaganda. I'm talking reality. Harry, I'm talking about dudes showing up to the game.
No. I am talking reality.
Max, finish your thought. Then we're going to take a quick break and get back to it.
Yeah, but please, why even bother listening?
Right now, Molly?
Prohibition. Let's go to break. Go to break. Go ahead. Talk about game, man.
This trajectory of next year.
Come on, man.
Ben Simmons didn't play his first year, but he was around the league.
Tells you yesterday. No, I guess this sounds crazy. Look, it sounded crazy at the time. Ben Simmons, LeBron, Joel on the same team. That sounded crazy. That just sounded silly, as Kobe said. Man, that's just silly. Ben Simmons and LeBron on the same team. How's the spacing gonna look on this team?
In his rookie year, he was Rookie of the Year and a transcendent player.
That's not right, man.
We can't project trajectory.
First of all, no, not when it comes. Let me finish. Not when it comes to shot. Not the guy understanding it. Come
Ben
on, man.
Simmons doesn't have a shot, he'll be the fourth best player on either team.
You know what, damn it. You know what, Max? How about I add 3?
I mean, I guess looking back at it at the time, it sounded crazy, but Ben Simmons would probably, if he on the championship team, Ben Simmons is your third option.
Just a Kyrie.
He hadn't proved enough to be a second.
Excuse me, people have growth spurts. You know what? You can do anything. Come on, man.
You know what this tells me?
Come on, man. You can't do that.
He's gonna be good. Actually, we don't know.
You can't do that, Max.
You can't do that. By the way, I'm not gonna let you bog me down in Simmons. LeBron is 1, Embiid probably 2 next year. They got the best 2 players on the floor.
I'm saying you get to add LeBron to these Sixers.
Yes,
I
did it.
I get to add Kyrie and Gordon to Boston.
Not to last year's Sixers.
Not add Ben Simmons. Not add a jump shot to Ben Simmons.
Next year's Sixers.
Guess what? This is over.
He
LeBron's not going to
He added a jump shot to Ben Simmons.
Take the jump shot away.
Come on,
they're still gonna win.
You can't.
Hey, W video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Road to 200 subscribers, and we out. Peace.